it and its members try to maximize profits by price fixing and limiting competition. So I'm going to go through the history of this, the flaws of the NCAA's policy, and the future of the NCAA's policy regarding amateurs. So the NCAA was founded in the early 1900s as college football was becoming more and more commercial. The first order of business was to set regulations on recruiting and to limit schools from expending too much resources in getting college football players. By the 1950s, it was signing multi-million-dollar TV contracts for football, and as it moved from its more amateur stance to really becoming a commercial entity. But by 1984, the Supreme Court had found that the NCAA was in violation of antitrust laws for fixing prices of TV football broadcasts. The key of this court decision was that the court said that the NCAA members were in fact profit maximizing and trying to get the most revenues possible, but also that it was the guardian of an important American tradition of amateur athletics. And this duality has come to really define the NCAA and its policies. So like I said earlier, March Madness earned almost $1 billion, and this college football season, D1 schools earned several billion. But the players earned none. So which begs the question, why doesn't the institutions that these players represent try to fight to get these players compensation for the money they earn? Well, the reason is they want cheap labor. The NCAA limits compensation to just a scholarship, which allows schools to get more of the revenue brought in by these. And they definitely want to keep it that way. Even when a $2,000 stipend was brought up at a NCAA meeting, the schools rejected it. They want a price cap that will limit the amount they have to pay players, and so they can bring in as much revenue for their programs. The future of amateurs in the NCAA is up in the air. Recently, a Chicago Labor Board approved Northwestern football players unionizing to try to fight for proper compensation for the revenue they generate. In addition, a lawsuit is in progress by former players against the NCAA for using their likenesses in video games without compensation. However, it looks like a tough battle. In the late 80s, the former players of SMU brought a case against the NCAA after their for violating antitrust laws after SMU was banned for a season because it affected their players. However, the courts ruled in favor of the guardian of amateur athletics and struck down the court for the case. It's kind of ridiculous that all these billions of dollars are being earned without players receiving any compensation other than a scholarship, when it's obvious that it should be pretty standard. Thank you for your time.
How is giving players some $40,000 scholarships each year, full ride, not giving them? How do you not consider that like a substantial amount of money?
Well, if it's a $40,000 scholarship, that's $10,000 per year. That they're generating billions of dollars.
Well, no,
it would be $40,000 each year if you were like an out-of-state student.
$180,000, and that's let alone the fact that they're doing what they love and also doing this while, I mean, there's just so many. I'm having trouble seeing that they're not getting a good experience out of this, and that it's like a job. They're doing it because they love it.
You're right. You bring up something good. For most athletes, the full scholarship is a great deal, but the problem runs into the real revenue-generating athletes that schools are like featuring on like their programs and selling jerseys. They're really getting ripped off.
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna actually like try to answer your question, help you out a little bit. The thing is, when you are a NCAA Division I athlete, you sign a contract with the university, just like another employee. And then you pretty much you cannot work. You cannot make substantial money. So even though you're making, let's say, $180,000 a year, you don't touch a penny of that. You cannot go buy a bottle of water because you don't have that money. So you never see them on your right going throughout your education, but you're not allowed to work. They are actually restricting your access to money.
Yeah, and that's because they have this limit on pay or play. It's the result of collusion, basically saying we're going to cap it this, so there's no competition.
But they're allowing you to go to college.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are, but it is capped because of the cartel that sets the price. Yeah.
Just to throw a few sticks in the fire, I feel like, and these players use the university as a portal also to get to the high level. I think it's every college athlete's dream to progress to the professional league. So in that way, I don't know, it's hard to monetarily value the benefits of that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yep.
Do you think it would be a good incentive to have these D1 athletes get paid? Because I know a lot of athletes just come for 1 year, whatever the limit is for, playing in that sport before you move on to the professional leagues. Do you think it would be a good incentive to have some type of compensation for these players to help them stay in college, get their degrees, and then maybe just improve overall college sports by staying in them versus going to professional?
Yeah, I think it would definitely help some of the schools that see these players come in and immediately leave because they want to go pros or they just want motivation on the scholarship.
Any more questions? Good job, thank you. I do have to say, I have a friend whose son played for Dean Smith, and he was a Moorhead scholar, so he had the money coming out of his eyeball, and his family was able to help him. But he was on the same team with, not Michael Jordan, but I mean, he was on some